Now that you looked through some scroll work and perhaps tried to draw some, I'm going to break it down for you. The first type of scroll work that we're going to engrave is English scroll. It's a very small scroll that you'll often see in clusters, and usually it's no more than, or really can't be any more than 5 millimeters in width. Marcus Hunt is a UK engraver well known for this style. You get a sense of the scale of the English scroll in this image of work done by Sean Hughes, also of the UK. You'll see it on firearms, but you see it a lot on jewelry. It works great on jewelry and really small items. It's also a really good scroll to start with, and that is what our drawing will be based off of. So we're going to start drawing first. We're going to start understanding the fundamentals of how this works. The drawing demonstration that I'm giving you breaks things down quite a bit into geometric forms. This is just to get you started. When you get more comfortable, you won't need to break it down quite as much. To start off, we'll draw a space that's about 1 inch wide. This is the width of the largest circle on your template. In this space, we will fill it with continuous scroll work. When you begin drawing scroll work more independently in the future, you'll find that establishing the space that the scroll fit in first is important. Next, I will divide the space into 1 inch squares. Then I will divide that space in half. Using my circle template, I will draw the 1 inch circle into a square space, and then skip one square space and draw it once more. I'll divide that line into quarters. Approximately 1/4 in, draw a smooth curve leading up to the circle that you had previously drawn. Do the same on the top, except do it from the other side. One of the foundational rules of scroll work is that they grow in opposite directions. Of course, there's always exceptions to the rule, but when we start off, it's best to learn to do it the traditional way first. Next, I will draw a center line within the square with the circle. In that half, I will draw a half circle, and in the half next to it, I'll draw another half circle. This will help give you a smooth transition. Repeat the same on the bottom scroll. As you're adding these shapes together, you will find that you will be continually trying to smooth them out. Next, draw a circle below the scroll you just rendered and half the space, connecting to the scroll at the bottom. Let's add one more small scroll to this space. Split that space in half, draw a circle, and do the same as you have done before. Next, we will be drawing leaf work. To start, we'll draw a small teardrop shape off of the edge, like so. Draw the other contour of the leaf. This has a slight teardrop shape towards the end of it, tapering just like you were engraving. Notice the gap between the spine and where the contour starts. The overall leaf form should go from thin to wide at the top. The width at the top of the leaf form should be similar to the width of the knob of your scroll. It's important to try to keep all the teardrops the same width. They will not all be the same length depending on the space that they fit in. The width of the top of all the leaf forms should be the same as well. Whenever you get to a space to where you can't fit any more in, but you have a small space to work with, draw a small gap similar to the teardrop form that you started with. Repeat for the rest of the scroll. Next, we will add leaf forms to this space. We could feasibly add another scroll, but for the sake of this exercise, we will add leaf forms. On either side of the spines, draw a teardrop form. Make sure the teardrops are of the same width. Divide the space in half, then taper the line. The leaf forms as they are much larger than the other ones drawn. We'll draw a contour in the edge to resolve the leaf form and make it smaller. Last, we will add shading. On English scroll, because it is so small, we cannot fit more than 2 or 3 shade marks in a leaf form. Sometimes it is only 1. It's important that the shade marks mimic the form. Notice how they taper just like the leaf form. It is also important to keep the shade marks away from the edge. Notice the gap between the shade marks and the contour. If it gets too close to the contour, it compromises the look of the form. Add straight line hatching where scrolls and/or leaves converge.